Hey guys, it's JQ Crafty. I am here with a Confessions of a Paper Addict Cutfiles layout for you. I have taken this fabulous cut file called Flamingo and I've cut it twice, mirrored the image. So I will have it linked down below where you can get it. And I've created shaker pockets. And how I did that is in my silhouette, I just did an offset only of the wing part and made it just a little bit thicker so I could fit some just because I wanted them to stand out a little bit, and I wasn't sure how I was going to back them quite yet, but that way I knew I could fit foam behind there to make sure that I could have a shaker pocket. And then I have stuffed them with vintage dowry sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps. I haven't put a ton in there. I wanted some movement, and I did back them with this paper. This paper is from my stash. It's an old paper from Photo Play, an old collection. Something about a gem, I think. Let's see if I can find I think it's Your Gem, and it's Gemstone Swirl. Yeah, Your Gem, Gemstone Swirl. It's from a couple years ago, but I just love the way these turned out. So I did the pink paper Gemstone Swirl as my flamingos. I did just the part of this Simple Stories paper from Simple Vintage Cottage Fields for the legs and the beak, a little bit of black, and then this little 6x6 paper that is from my April 2020 kit from, what's it called? It's the sampler kit. Yeah. So that is what I did, and they turned out so cute. Yeah, my SCT sampler kit. So I'm going to I'm using pretty much my How to Kill a Kit kit with style for this layout. I've got these two adorable flamingos. Oh, this one's got a little adhesive on the back yet. And I'm going to use the Simple Cottage Fields, just this pink background, because it's all about the pink. I have the quote of my cute niece of when she saw the flamingos at the zoo, and I have a picture of her and her mom, and then just a picture of the flamingos that we're going to put in here. I'll cut these apart, and I got to figure out how I want to stack them. But I know I want the flamingos on either side. I don't know if I'm going to tip them in or something. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. But I figured I'd play with the papers in this SCT sampler. I've got some more of this we can play with. I've got some plain white cardstock. A bunch of stuff in my How to Kill a Kit. I have some little flamingos that I found randomly in my stash. I have these cute sequins hearts that are fabric that I might cut apart and we can use. I just figured all about the pink because her quote is, "What is that? It's pink!" And she went bolting to see the flamingos. And otherwise the zoo, like the kids were hot. They were walking around. They had fun, but she lit up so heavy. She lit up so hard. Like her eyes got so big. She got so excited because she saw something that was pink. So I just had to document it. So I'm going to cut the papers apart. I'll kind of look through my stuff more. See, I've got some more stuff. We've got some Sunny Days or Simple Story Sun Kissed also we can play with, and some stickers and stuff. So we'll see what we can pull out here. Oh yeah, and this cute little toothpick that's Flamingo as well. So yeah, let's get started. So this is totally not like me, how pink this ends up going, but unlike another layout I did earlier this year, I don't remember, it was very pink and I was like, man, it's not really my thing. This screams fun and I love the way it turns out. So I've got my flamingos and I cut my photos apart, and I really want to bring in some of that turquoise that I have in the flower that's in the flamingo's hair. I was just going to say flamingos don't have hair, but anyway, the flower that's on the flamingo's head. And so I'm going to cut apart what I have left of that little paper and put it behind my photos after I back them, matte them on white. And that way I bring a little bit of that turquoise. It breaks up all the pink that's going to happen. And let me tell you, this is a warning. A lot of pink happens. A lot. So I'm going to put them on there a little wonky. Get the paper, that turquoise paper behind them. And yeah, like I said, it turns pink. Arranging them, I'm really liking, and this layout also turns out very symmetrical, and that's not usually something that I like either, but it works this way. You'll have to, I would love to hear what you guys think of this. I think it turned out really good. Obviously, I love it. And I think it also helps because it's a story and a memory that I love. That is also helpful. So I've got my flamingos down. I'm figuring out how I want to do my photos. I'm going to overlap, tuck them into the flamingo feet. And I'm like, you know what? I think we need more pink. This background of pink paper is just not pink enough. So I'm going to prep my paper with some gesso here in a minute. I was kind of flicking through all the other things, trying to figure out what I wanted to do for this layout. I did find some embellishments. I found like a chipboard flamingo and an ephemera piece flamingo in my stash. I couldn't tell you where they're from. I found these sequined fabric hearts. Not sure where they're from. I pull in a sticker that's on a random sticker sheet that I have no idea where it's from. And I find some feathers. And then I also find, a P13, a couple labels. I use a couple of those. But I go ahead and gesso. And then I'm setting these down, trying to figure out what else where the mixed media was. So basically I just didn't want, so this paper already looked like there was a little bit more mixed media on it. So I just wanted to bring some more depth, some more layers to that. So I use Kitsch Flamingo and not this Perfect Serves. What's the other pink that everybody uses? Picture Raspberry. Oh my goodness. And I'm just doing the packaging technique, kind of blobbing it up. I end up going to do shimmers as well in night moves, and I do some splatters. I don't end up liking them very much, so I dab some of them up. So there's a little bit of black splatters in there, but I'm really liking the layers of the different pinks on the background. I'm just playing with it, moving around with water, moving around with a brush, blotting some of it up, adding a little more, adding a little, or taking away some, just kind of playing with it. It just adds a little bit more, I feel like, to the background. I really like it. And then I end up, and I forgot to do this while I had the camera going. I do it a little bit, I think. I end up splattering with this pearlescent splatter or spray I have from they were pearl mists, and it just adds that little bit of glimmer and sparkle in the background because I have these vintage dowry sequins, so I really wanted that pearlescent look. So yeah, here I'm doing the black, and I end up not liking, I'll blot some of it up, but it just adds a little bit more to the background than what I had going. And I just wanted to play and see what I could make out of it, if that makes sense. So it's nothing super fancy, just wanted to add more pink. Just wanted more pink. So after I do that, I'm going to let it dry. That should be happening. I say, yep. And I put the fling ones on. I'm like, yep, I'm happy. It looks a little bit different. See? It just gives it a little bit more character. So I'm going to start getting everything glued down. But before I do that, I realize I kind of want to frame this in black to give that pop of black because part of my title is going to be black. And there's a little bit of black in all the flamingos, like a little bit in their beak, a little outline in the one ephemera one, just adding a pop of black. And I really like to frame my layouts anyway. So framing my layout, and then I'm going to get everything glued down. I'm not going to make you watch that because it was actually quite painful. There's a lot of mixed media or a lot of gesso, so things didn't want to stick. So all the flamingos are popped up on foam. I did put some foam behind the center and like top of my photo. So the bottom of the photo is flat, and then they're tucked into the flamingos, and then there's foam supporting like the middle top of my photo so that they're kind of level. So they kind of you just get tucked in. So I cut apart these sequin fabric hearts were kind of like on a string. I cut them all apart, and like I said, I end up going very symmetrical. I wish I had one of my ephemera pieces or the chipboard were facing the other way, so it was really, really symmetrical, but I'm not too bothered by it. So I'm going to tuck an extra flamingo down by the feet of the flamingo along with a heart. I have that other heart and these two feathers. One's like gold, one's silver. I figured they're shiny, they're fun. These are birds, so it'll work. I have those kind of up top. I decided, yeah, This thing's looking A, B side, symmetrical, very, very symmetrical. Let's put it right in the center and keep everything centered. And so these were the hardest part. I mean, I could have whipped out my hot glue gun, but honestly, I didn't want to wait for it to warm up. I didn't want to do that. So I ended up using glue dots, and it worked pretty well. They're holding still. And then I grabbed the Pretty Little Studio labels. I ended up needing 2 layers of fun foam so that it can go across. And so I glue that down and put my new bottle of big gesso on top to weight it down. And then I'm going to add the fabric sequined heart on top of that. And then I'm going to go dig in my stash for the pinkest alphas I can find to spell the word pink. And then whatever black alpha I can find with enough letters and that's small enough to spell what is that? It's pink. I should have said what is dat. That would have been cuter. Why didn't I guess I could still do that. I took the photos already, but I could still change it to what is dat. I haven't glued these alphas down while I'm doing this voiceover, and they definitely need to be glued. So yeah, I think I'll change it to what is dat. I'm gonna do that right now while I'm thinking of it. But I'm just making sure everything sticks because yeah, things aren't gonna stick very well. Gesso and ink and all that is down, so things are not going to stick well. But I love it. So I find these bright pink, sparkly, sequined, sparkle, whatever pink. They're just crazy pink thickers, and they're chipboard. And I'm going to spell the word pink right in the center here and put an exclamation point. I can't talk today. Behind it. And then I just have these old stickers. I think they're like recollections or something. And I spell the what is that? It's pink. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to change it to say what is dat because that's cuter. And that's actually what she said. And yeah, and then I'm going to grab a few more of the sequins and sprinkle them around. But that is about it, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. There's some close-ups coming up. I hope you enjoyed this pink explosion of a layout. You won't see much of that from me. This is probably the most pink I will ever do, and probably my quota for the rest of the year. But thank you very much. Make sure you check out the Facebook group for the amazing free cut file that's happening this month, and then also the link for the Etsy shop, which is where you can get this cut file and many other fabulous cut files, especially the ones this month. They're also awesome. Virginia's just amazing. She is. Yeah, and we appreciate you, all of you. Thanks again, you guys. Bye.